We are having a meeting with Public Health on March 27th at 10:30 a.m. at Castaic Library to discuss the food vendors. I've also invited Assemblywoman Schiavo's office and Senator Valadares's office. A lot of the businesses down there are really having struggles with the food vendors, and they've been reaching out to our office for quite some time. So we're going to try to address some of those issues and provide a lot of education, hopefully. Um, I think we've talked about this at past meetings, but there was a state law that recently decriminalized street vending, and it had great intentions behind it, but the unintended consequences, unfortunately, opened up a can of worms for a lot of food vendors and food trucks to operate illegally or unpermitted. And there's rules about, are you motorized, are you just a street vendor, what is allowed for street services and what is not allowed. And so there's some confusion about again, what's allowed, what's not allowed. And understandably, the business owners are frustrated that they have to pay health department taxes and state taxes and licensing, and then people show up and place themselves right in front of their restaurant, and they're losing substantial business. So I just want to make sure it's more aimed at the businesses, but it will be the general subject about the vendors. We will have Sheriff's Department and CHP there as well, along with Public Health. I hope my state colleagues can attend as well, and together, maybe we can find a way to mitigate this. It's hard because one of the unintended consequences of what has occurred is it's put the pressure on local public health agencies to go enforce vendors. And what happens, there's very organized operations. So if they go so far as to follow our health inspectors leaving Alhambra and call ahead to tell their street vendors where the inspectors are headed. And when the inspectors get there, if they do remove food from the street vendor, a lot of times the vendors will say they don't have any ID, they have no license, so there's no way to enforce. And even if they could enforce, it's a misdemeanor. So it has no teeth to it to really enforce it. There's a whole, if I can say it like this, a whole cartel system behind the street vendors that are just replenishing their food when the food is removed. And it's kind of a whack-a-mole. There's no way any health department has the staffing to constantly be on the street asking street vendors if they're permitted and asking for ID. So the Department of Public Health is doing the best they can, but it's a real serious whack-a-mole. What they're trying to do is go after the manufacturing facilities that are producing the food and getting them to the street vendors. So again, March 27th, 10:30, Castaic Library. Everyone in the community is welcome if you have questions. The experts will be there to kind of lay out the what the laws are and what they aren't and what the challenges are. So just wanted to share that. Thanks, Bob.